Everybody, welcome to layout update number 8. Here you are looking at my first attempt at scratch building. So let's take a little closer look here at my building. It's okay. I learned, my first scratch build, I think it turned out okay. It's made out of Plastistruct styrene. They actually have a nice rail system you can see there. It turned out really nicely. It was relatively inexpensive. I think it was like $2 for a package of 2 rails. And I still have some left for future scratch build. But let's take a look. I make that wood out of this right here. Relatively cheap. It can make plenty of lumber loads on flat cars, gondolas. Cut it to the size you want. And it saves money. I mean, you can go buy a kit that looks like lumber off eBay at a store or whatever, but it just costs you a little more, and that's a real cheap method to make plenty of lumber loads, especially if you have a bigger sawmill. Mine is okay, it's not really big, but here it is. Put the lumber in it. Turned out okay. Little bit weathered, just lightly weathered, and that's okay because it's kind of new, so I didn't, like it would be a newer structure, so I probably should have put some supports up top before I put the roof on, but I learned. So hey, first attempt, and I'm happy, and I think it turned out pretty nicely. It's a nice addition to this scene. I probably will scratch build a office to put right in here. I'm just trying to decide what kind of structure I want to do. I certainly have the materials left over from this one, so we'll see. I did fix the road. I put in, as you can see here, I made those out of a little bit of the strip wood I had, and Googling old railroad crossing signs, came up with that's kind of probably right about the era that I'm doing. And I put it in here, put it down on the other road too, one of these railroad crossing signs. Reballasted that, sealed it up. Probably got to clean the flanges out, just make sure they're okay, and the top of the rail. One of those rails has got paint on it, and I don't want that. Put a little brush here, clean that up, and I cleaned this up, put in a little road because I was thinking, how are you going to move product from one side to the other? And I didn't plan that the first time, so I planned it this time. Needs a little touch up, but that road is still wet. The flanges are cut pretty nice. I just make sure once again that they're good and that engine, locomotives, and rolling stock get through there. And then of course scrape the rails off. I cleaned up a lot of the ballast inside the track. It just was too much. I was going for the old siding type weedy look, which I still have. I think it still looks like an old type siding. But I needed to clean it out, especially for the flanges. It hit some certain spots and the car would roll right off. So that's a lot better. Certainly works a lot better. I also put, just for the crew down there, it works lumberyard, one of the railroad crossing signs. So, and I have to make more lumber for over here. But that's it. And I'm happy with that. And I got, of course, some more pine trees to put in around here. A few more little trees to fill out this area, and I'm happy with. I think that's just the right amount. I don't want to put too many. I think it turned out nicely. I'm still flirting with whether or not I want to pour maybe one more layer in that pond. See if I can get it a little bit deeper. It kind of dried on me. Yeah, this is almost done. This area here, this scene, other than an office, which will probably be my next attempt at scratch building for sure. But overall happy. Of course, I got to get the little details, a forklift, a log truck, some trucks coming in and out. But that's, that's the fun stuff I'm going to get once I'm done here with the layout. So the fun stuff that you can buy a little bit here and there to make a scene. Now, the next scene I did, as you know, I've been waiting for this for a while, and it is in. We'll take a closer look at it here. Oops, excuse me. The co-op sign, I made that. I also made these signs here on this building. Purina feed signs, all that good stuff. Put in a couple of these Woodland Scenics shrub trees. I think they're really nice. And I weathered this up just lightly. It turned out looking so good that I'm like, I don't really want to get it too weathered. So I just kind of made it turn out okay. You can kind of see, I think I need to come back a little bit so you get it back in focus. So yeah, it turned out nice. I also cleaned this set of sidings up too. They were the same way as the lumber mill. So I cleaned them up, made them look really nice. So that's where I'm at with that. Farm scene back there, it's fitting in really nice with the background and everything. This side's almost done here. Now on to my one more thing. Here is the bridge. I'm putting it in. Looks really nice. You see right there, it looks crooked in the video, but actually looking at it, eyeballing it, it's actually straight. Might be the way I'm holding my camera. Turned out nice. I wish it was a little bit bigger because I wanted to angle the road coming up. But hey, you know what? I didn't really pay attention to the measurements. I just knew that was the kit that I wanted. For this around here, of course, I gotta build that up, get the road to come up to there, which is going to change my town a little bit. I had it planned out, but that's going to change, which is okay. I mean, I've got, you know, plenty of room here to work with for the town, and so I'll bring what is old 66, which I still have to detail. I have actually got some signs too for that off the internet that I got to put in. Plus, I probably will get some striping. I have a yellow marker, but I really am leaning towards just getting the striping from highways and byways. I think they have a good product, and I think it'll just detail it up nicely. Once it's done, that's going to be one of the little details I do towards the end. Probably bring this road around this way and build the town in here. Right there where it's cut out, that's where my station goes, to get closer, to get the platform up closer to the track. I think the drive-in will stay there. The gas station could move over here, or it could stay there. Depending on where I get this angle, I'm gonna guess. Let me move my building here. I'm guessing once I angle this down, plaster it, that's probably gonna come to about here, where it's flat and it just kind of comes up nicely. That's my guesstimate right now. Which just leaves this area in here, and maybe some right in here, kind of open. So what I'm going to do, and what I'm leaning towards, and it all depends on how this road's going to turn out, and how much room I have for my other buildings here. I may build up a berm and have some more rock cuts in there. I think that would look nice up against the track. I think it'd be nice up against this, you know, to make it look more natural, like a berm, like it's built up. I think that's where I'm leaning towards, and then I can just do my thing I do with scenery. So that's where I'm at. We're just working on this side right now, and that's what I was waiting for, this bridge, which is a Rick's product. It's the old style bridge, and then of course my grain elevator. And that parking lot may come out a little bit, or it just may kind of, it probably will, because it was just where I put the glue down. It was a straight line, so probably come out a little bit, and we'll detail that up. That'll be in another layout update down the road, maybe next layout update. I don't know, depends on how fast I go. Over here I have to work on this yard. What I have to do is I have some dead spots, and that occurred when I ballasted and weathered the track. So I am guessing either the feeder got dirty, or some rail joiners got dirty. I'm going to take out that track, clean it up, put in new rail joiners, and see how it rolls down to here. Once I get that going, then I will vacuum some of this back up, put it down, make sure it's really ballasted good. I do have to fix this substation back there. It was just something I was going for, and somebody suggested look at some, and I did. And I think what I'm going to do is take some of this apart, kit bash it, move a couple of those transformers over inside the building, take that tower out of there, move it outside to right about in there somewhere, and I can hook it up that way, and then I can run it. Of course, there's my other tower, and it's going to run this way up into the mountains or the woods over there. And then also for here, I do, let me show you here, I do have a building. And this is my building that I'm going to put there. This is just going to be like a maintenance type building for the railroad. And I will put another fence in there maybe for to separate the railroad property. I think that building is going to fit nicely in there. Look nicely, like an old railroad building. I did put my coal dump in. There it is. I'm probably going to weather it up a little bit more with powder, maybe a little rust on it, and put my coal in and fix this track here, clean it up a little bit, and that's kind of where I'm at. I also have a new locomotive. I got my first full sound with Tsunami 2. It's a Bachmann Spectrum. Jury's kind of out. I'm going to post a video in a couple weeks of that and kind of give a review on it. It runs okay. I have some dirt. I haven't really run a lot of trains, and I've been doing a lot of landscaping, so I still have to clean my track, especially with the DCC sound engine. But I do have a problem. It derails over here, and my guess is that little spot of solder is catching the truck when it rolls over, and also this part here isn't really glued down, and it derails right there in the middle where that dip is. That's an easy fix. Take that bridge out, sand it down, and it should lay down flatter. And then none of that's glued in, so that's not really a big deal to fix. It does run smooth through here on both mains. On the inside main, it runs smooth. Goes over that crossing okay. Still got to clean a couple spots, but there's a spot right here, and I don't understand. Right in here where there's a feeder in there, and it ran over it fine before. Now it goes over there and it derails. So it's frustrating. I'm not sure why. I don't know if those feeders are pulling down the track maybe a little bit there, because they are in there pretty tight. I'm not sure. It looks fine. There's no kinks. I feel it, and it feels smooth. So I'm really not sure what it is. I checked for ballast on the inside rail. Nothing. So it's kind of, I don't know if it maybe is catching something on the outside. I don't know. It looks fine. It feels fine. So a mystery. But we'll figure that out and have a video on that. So that's where I'm at. So till next video, everybody have a good day, and I will catch you guys later. Please subscribe. Please like. Thank you.